If you have these in your plug sockets at home, you need to get rid of them, and I'll explain why. This one here actually says designed to keep your child safe, and all it actually does is cause a danger that wasn't there before you put one of them in. Now, to start with, these things at best are absolutely pointless. I'll explain why. Now, a British plug socket is designed so that it has shutters on the live terminals. Now, how a socket works is when you've got a British plug, the earth pin, which is the top one here, which is safe, you could touch that, but the earth pin is longer than the bottom two pins, so that when it pushes in, the earth pin forces this mechanism to open so that the bottom pins can then make contact with the terminals in the socket. Now, a British plug is regulated, has to conform to BS standards, as does a British socket. With these socket covers, I've got 5 different styles here. This is 2 of them. You can see they're completely different. They're different as well, like the lengths of the pins and the thickness and sizes, they're all different. They're not regulated because they're just a bit of plastic. Now, one of the dangers, I've just done this off camera and missed it, but I've just snapped the earth pin in this socket, which wouldn't happen on a normal British plug, but now you can see these terminals are exposed. Now, a tiny little baby's finger goes in there, it's an electric shock. Now, with these, because, like I say, because they're not regulated, you can easily put some of them in upside down like this, which, like I say, exposes it. Now, obviously, when they're not in, the shutters are keeping your child safe. And what these can also do is damage the contacts in the socket, which can then, it basically causes like an arcing where the electricity is jumping between the contacts. That in turn creates heat, which can then cause the socket to start melting and potentially cause a fire. Again, I've got 2 random ones here. Like I say, because they're not regulated, look at the thickness difference with the pins. Whereas on British standard plugs, I've got 3 different types. They're all identical. This is like some random charger. This is just a typical British plug that we would wire onto something. This is from our kettle. Everything is identical because they're regulated. Like I say, these aren't. Now, electricians for years now have been contacting people that are selling these, and the sellers don't care. Big places as well in this country. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to get sued, but if you remember as a child getting a catalogue and drawing circles around the things that you wanted your nan to buy you for Christmas, they sell them, as does probably the place where everyone buys from and gets things turning up next day online. They sell them as well. They've all been contacted and they don't care, even though the likes of the NHS, Ofsted, the British government, Electrical Safety First, all advise against using these things. So share this with anyone who looks after children, please, because people think they're safe when they're creating a danger. It's important the word gets out. And yeah, if you need any more information about them, feel free to drop us a message. And make sure these get thrown in a bin.